Okay, so as you saw in the description, this is my updated Bermuda Triangle Riviere deck. It was the list I used at the Bushy Road Spring Fest online regional event, premium event. Didn't do too hot, as you can see on the site and stuff. No Bermuda tops. Oh well, we tried to get there, but we couldn't. But I was still pretty happy with how this list came out. It did exactly what I thought the deck would do. Did I think it was going to win the event? Obviously, I thought I was going to win, but it is how it goes. But I knew that it was going to be a very big uphill battle with all the Murakumo Nuadayo decks and then all the Valk loops and the Blade Master loops. So with the introduction of the OverDress card, so of course there's OverDress cards are legal in the format for the first set. Bermuda Triangle only has the one card that you can use, and I'll show you that in a minute. You probably already know. But because of that one card, though, I felt like going into against those loop decks, it was kind of good, kind of bearable if I just sack a little bit. Uh, yeah, technically the loop decks can hit their over trigger as well if they can pull it off, because they're running so many stands. They have to eventually just hit the overdress trigger. That's that deck. Obviously, if you're against like the Glepnir Genesis deck, doesn't matter because they just hit for infinite power. So I get that. So I figured that I'll take the auto losses against that deck, and then just pray that I can hit my over trigger against the other loop decks, and they get a little less lucky. So that was the mindset I had to go into because I wasn't playing Murakumo or anything like that. So anyway, let's just get into the list. Starter, I used the V Series Riviere because it is a Riviere deck, and you actually do need to use a Riviere starter. Let's get into the triggers. So for draw PGs, very standard. I like draw PGs because the draw is pretty nice, and then these are the perfect cards. Maybe one day we'll use Aqua grade 1s. We'll see, but for now these are still, I think, better. V Series Heals, because V Series Heal is still really good. When the new Vanguard collection or V collection, whatever that set comes out with the effect heals, those are definitely going to be going in this deck. So those are nice. I got Stride crits. Stride crits are good. Lets you stride, obviously. And then, yeah, so pretty self-explanatory on this. And then two of the 2019 Premium Collection crit just goes into Soul Draw card. Still, again, you never really put this card into the Soul, but it's nice because in case you are running low in Soul, because there is a few cards in the deck that does Soul Blast, and you need the Soul, so I never ran out, but you never know, so that's why these are very nice to have. And then I got the one stand trigger from the Academy of Diva set. You can only play one, so obviously I can only have one, but the effect is very nice. What it does is that if you have GB1 live and you put this unit in Harmony, after it boosts and hits, this goes back in your deck, shuffle, bounce a card, and then call it back. So you can get another attack out of it. So a nice attack extension. Blah, can't speak. And then finally we have our over trigger. We don't have the Lyrical Monasterio over trigger yet, so we're using this nice vanilla. Still really good, because if you hit the over trigger during the attack and you have two Tros, which I'll show in a moment, giving those two Tros 100 million power is very nice, because this one gives 2 units 100 million during your attack step. So if you drove check this, so this is very good. This card actually did not help me very well at all throughout the whole event. Actually, this card probably made me lose. So our over triggers busted? Sure, they're really good, but they will not give you the win for sure. Like, my opponent didn't hit their over trigger, so it didn't matter. And then when I hit mine, it was a fallacy on my side, because I actually needed the damage. So when you hit an over trigger, these like fade away. So these are just bad in that regard. So I needed the counterblast, and then I hit this. This is my only damage, and it faded away. So I was quite sad. So I think that was like one of the biggest reasons why I probably lost that game. It was just like I literally needed that counterblast, and it just faded. Okay, so for the grade 1s, very simple stuff. I played 2 Honoleys, very nice. My other list, I believe I only had 1, but I upped it to 2. Still good because you can combo off with Citron, get this out, so you can stop a bunch of multi-attacks. But do keep in mind, I learned pretty well that you need to have very low damage count if you want to pull off that Honolly play, because they're going to be attacking you 7 or 8 times anyway, or the first like 3 or 4 hits, they're just going to hurt. So it's nice to have though, because you can get this out during the battle phase. You don't have to like call this during your main phase, because if you call this during your main phase, then they can get sniped. So these are nice that you can call them out. That's one of the nice things about Bermuda. I play 2 Freas. What's nice about her, she's 7k base, grade 1, so in case you need to swing under. But in general, she lets, if she's on the rear guard circle, your units cannot be hit if your Vanguard has Riviere in its name. Or not cannot be hit, but cannot be chosen by card effects. So obviously you'll always be on Riviere, so this is a very nice card. And it also lets you fix your ride line if you are having issues, if you're going to go that route. I play 3 Sednas. This is just a grade 3 searcher. Very good card. Helps you look for the Tros very efficiently. And then, yeah, so very good card. So, got those. 4 Rivieres. Obviously, one of the best cards in the deck. So you can ride a Sedna or a Freya, doesn't matter, as long as you have a Riviere in your hand. So you should always try to keep 2 grade 1s in hand, because then when you use her effect to Soul Blast the starter, you can ride this from your hand, look at 7, grab a Riviere, and then since you Soul Blast the starter, you get to draw a card as well. So this card is really good. Plus it's a 10k booster, so that's always nice to have. And then finally, for our grade 1s to round out is from the last Bermuda set, Tavia. I think that's how you pronounce her name. She's really cool because she lets you stack your deck real quick before you draw. So what I try to do is add the Tros on top if I see it, so that way you can just draw into Tros. So Tros is definitely a key card for the deck. Obviously too, if you don't have the grade 1 Riviere, you can put this on top and then use her with the starter to draw. So that's always cool. And then plus it helps you like not hit your over trigger early, I guess. So you can put those in the bottom. You don't want those. So very good. To go into our grade 2s, not much has changed. 4 copies. Selena, she lets you do your superior ride to the grade 2 Riviere quite easily, and then she can do a multi-attack kind of. I mean, she bounces herself and calls herself back once your Riviere Vanguard attacks, so that's always good. It actually doesn't really matter which grade your Riviere is, so that's kind of cool. And then I have 2 Liesl Lutz. She's really good because she lets you just call the top card of your deck or put a card in Soul, so that's always nice. It's a free call card. If you get lucky, you can hit some pretty nice grade 2s or hit the Tros on the board, so that's always good. And then 2 Aquas. This card is really nice to have because let's say she calls out a Riviere or a Selena or any normal unit that you would like to have in your hand. You can always just put it back in your hand with Aqua, so that's really good. And then to round up our last grade 2s, I used the old Idle Riviere, just because, one, it's a 9k, so like let's say you don't have the Riviere in Soul, so she's a 9k base, so it could hit under the 10ks. If you're against like a Genesis deck, they have a lot of 10k grade 2s, so that could matter in some plays. But then also, let's say that you do have the grade 1 Riviere in Soul, and then you ride your grade 3 Riviere on top of her, then you could draw a card. So drawing is always nice. So that is my grade 2. And then finally for the grade 3s of the deck, not much has changed again. We have 4 copies of Tros and then 4 copies of Riviere. Obviously, this is probably one of the best cards in the deck for sure. Makes the deck like playable, I guess would be the best way to say it. So Tros is important. Riviere, obviously, best girl here. She's very nice because she lets you draw 2 cards, gets you gift markers. Maybe do an extra attack on your grade 3 turns. You know, you write up 3, write another Riviere. Why not? Who knows? So you can spam out some force markers. So that's always good. But yeah, so that is the main deck. And then for the G zones, did it really change from the last list? I don't think it has, but I haven't looked back at the other list. But I have 1 Ange. You never know against the Link Joker matchup. Haven't seen a single Link Joker though at all, so I don't know. Shandy, very good for stride if you're just playing the normal game. This lets you call 2 cards on the board pretty much. GB8, this is a nice cheese card, so like in case you can pull it off, you might be able to get an extra win. It's just like a Megiddo, but without blowing up your G zone, or if you don't have the Riviere in hand, so that's always nice. I also have 1 Lucky Rise Alprina. Her effect is Soul Blast 1. Choose up to 2 rear guards and return to your hand. So this is definitely pretty nice. This is a new addition, I think, for the deck. It's mainly just to help fix your board in case you want to redo some effects. So that's always good. It does cost a Soul Blast. And then Tros costs Soul Blast when she attacks. So just kind of be careful. That's what I was saying about, like, you can blow up your soul. So just kind of watch out for that. 1 Megiddo. It's a nice option to have. Never reused it. And then, like, even the last, like, regionals back in 2019, I think I only used it once. But it's just there. It's nice. It's a nice card. You know, get a bunch of attacks, maybe resurrect a bunch of Rivieres, and get those swinging in. You know, have them, you know, hog a gift marker. So why not? So pretty good. 1 Bellinarena. This card is still probably one of the best first strides, and usually if you're lucky enough, you can just win on that turn if you use Bellinarena. But pretty much it lets you blow up your opponent's guards. So if you're not sure what this card does, that's what it does. So this is cool because it's the nice BCS promo. I also have 2 Olivias. These are just flex spots. These could honestly be anything else as well. Maybe more G Guardians, but we don't have any good G Guardians, but or any other like tech cards. I usually just use her for flipping up for my other cards. So very cool. But if you ever actually do use her effect, it's not too bad. You get an extra attack, so that's kind of cool. 1 copy of the grade 4 Riviere for the superior right for Tros. So Tros' effect from the grade 3 right here is if you did her effect while you rode up to Riviere, then that's it. That's all it does. But if you use her effect while you're already at grade 3 and ride a Riviere, then you can also superior stride. So very good card. So that's why I just play 1. So it's part of the package. It's also like an engine. So like whatever Bermuda deck you make, you can just play like 4 of this, 3 or 4 of this, maybe 1 or 2 Rivieres, and then 1 of the grade 4 Riviere, and then, you know, that's a whole engine just for a Bermuda Triangle deck alone. So that's always cool. 2 Turias. This is probably like one of the cards that you use to win the game for the most part. You combo it off with Tros, so you want to have your board like this for the most part. 3 whatever rear guards in the back, and then you're just going to be attacking, and then if you hit the over trigger during this turn, you probably won. So unless your opponent has like something insane with like a bunch of perfect guards, so that's always cool. And then for the G Guardians, I use 2 Citrons. This lets you call out the homily, or you know, maybe lets you play out an Aqua. I guess if you really want to go super fancy, play Aqua, bounce something to and draw a card. Who knows? It's just a nice little tech. So that's always cool. 1 Sandy, because this G Guardian lets you guard big. one Dismal just to protect a unit, and then one Hand-in-Hand Leona, just in case you want to like bounce a card on the board and then use something else to guard, just in case you want to save a piece, like if a Tros gets attacked and you just don't want to protect it anymore. So you just play this to grab it back in your hand, call something else to guard, and then you can call Tros back out on your turn. So very nice. And then this did take a while to get, so I'm very happy that I have the Wedding SP. But anyway, that will wrap up my list. Not like it didn't like win the tournament or anything, but I think this deck list is definitely a very strong Bermuda list. But if you have any suggestions, of course, I'll be happy to hear it, and maybe we can improve this deck even more. So anyway, like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.